Hello, and welcome to This Week in Gear, the news show for product enthusiasts. I'm Nick Caruso, and I'm glad you stopped by. Noise-canceling headphones have been a standard part of our tech arsenal for years now, and for good reason. We use them all over the place, on airplanes and in subways and in the office to drown out our environment or our colleagues or perfect strangers, whomever. These days, though, we're not really going to those places. We're sticking around our homes, like I am, but we're still using noise-canceling tech. So, this week, we are going to focus on an all-new product from Sony, the WH-1000XM4 wireless noise-canceling overhead headphones. And they're super cool, they're super exciting, so we're going to spend the first part of the episode doing kind of a tech and spec rundown and give you a good look at the new headphones. And then later on, I'm going to chat with Tucker Bowe. He's our senior staff writer covering tech, and he spent several days testing the headphones for a review, so he's going to give us a little glimpse into his thoughts on the matter. So if you want any more information about what we talk about in this episode, check out the description below. I'll drop some links to our online coverage, and of course, stop by the website, gearpatrol.com, for plenty more product news. Check us out on our social media channels at Gear Patrol for plenty more content. And then make sure to subscribe here on YouTube so you never miss any video, news, and reviews. And with that, let's get on with the show. Here are the Sony WH-1000XM4 headphones. I just had to prove I could say that again. That's the only reason I said that. Sony has finally announced its successor to the much-loved WH-1000XM3 headphones. The all-new Sony WH-1000XM4s cost $350 and are available for pre-order today in black or silver. They will start shipping and will be available for actual purchase in what Sony calls mid-August. The XM4s basically look identical to the XM3s, but with subtle design improvements to improve comfort and wearability. The ear pads are 10% bigger to improve contact and comfort. The headband is slightly reshaped, it's more rounded, and has a slimmer head cushion. The XM3s were some of the best, if not the best, noise-canceling headphones, and the XM4s improve upon that technology. An updated QN1 processor uses a new algorithm to better block out mid-range and high frequencies, so the XM4s are significantly better at blocking out the human voice. Sound quality is updated too, thanks to a new Bluetooth chip that automatically adjusts the noise-canceling settings to optimize whatever you're listening to. Sony says these headphones can sense and adjust the music and noise signals over 700 times per second. XM4s feature integrated precise voice pickup technology, which is new. According to Sony, it, quote, controls 5 microphones in the headphones optimally and performs advanced audio signal processing to pick up voice clearly, end quote. This technology also enables a speak to chat feature that automatically pauses the music when you start talking. You can also cover the right ear cup with your hand to pause the music. Additionally, Sony added a new proximity sensor in the left ear cup, which will play or pause the music when you take off and put on the headphones. The advantage here is you can lift your right ear cup off your ear and the music won't stop. Given how people actually use their headphones, that's a pretty handy feature. Now, beyond all that good news, the Sony WH-1000XM4s have pretty much all the same features as their predecessors, including the same companion app that allows you to turn on and off settings you like or don't like, as well as adjust the EQ or noise-canceling settings. It has an ambient sound mode, and it has the same power button on the side of the headphones, as well as the capacitive touch ear cup controls. Overall, these are a solid update to Sony's flagship noise-canceling headphones, and we're pretty impressed. Hey, Tucker, you there?
Yo, Nick, what's happening?
There you are. I can see you. There you are.
Mm-hmm.
Not much, man. Just
living my best life in
cranking
quarantine.
Through a beautiful summer day. What's that?
I said just cranking through quarantine. It's actually rainy and miserable here in New Jersey, so it's yeah. I guess Michigan's a lot nicer this time of year somehow.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'll try to send some.
I don't think anyone really cares about listening to our weather updates.
Well, look, if you've got rain hammering on the roof, maybe you have a good it's a good chance to use some noise canceling headphones, which I see you are wearing.
It's a
right
wonderful,
now.
wonderful transition. Yes, I am wearing Sony's.
Wasn't
I'm wearing Sony's new noise canceling over-ear headphones, the 1000X M4s. We're just going to call them the M4s because that's less of a mouthful. But yeah, they're Sony's newest noise cancellation headphones. They're the next gen of the M3s that have been kind of the standard of noise canceling headphones for the last two-ish years. So yes, these are like probably one of the most hyped and anticipated noise canceling headphones. I don't know, in recent memories.
Ever. So you've been trying them out for a few days. What are your? And you've had a lot of experience with noise canceling headphones.
Just a little bit. The
M3s, all that. So what are your takeaways? Like top level likes, dislikes, surprises? What you got?
So, I mean, I guess to start it off, I mean, Sony didn't really reinvent the wheel with the M4s. They basically look identical to the M3s.
Right.
They, I guess Sony said that they made the ear cups 10% bigger so that they touch your less of your face, less of your sides of your head, so it's like more comfortable. And they rounded off the headband, and then they made the cushion a little bit thinner. Just all things to I guess make these a little more comfortable, and they are. But to be honest, like the M3s were very comfortable as well. But the real kind of guts of this thing are that Sony made them better in a couple key ways. They made they made them better for people who are in quarantine working from home specifically. I mean, at least I think they improved.
Is that right?
I mean, yes. Well, specifically because they improved the noise canceling technology on them so that they're actually better at canceling out high and mid-range frequencies just a little bit. They're probably the same. Their noise canceling ability is pretty similar at the low end. So if you're traveling on a train or a bus or a car and you get that like low hum, it's the M3s and M4s. You're probably not going to even notice a difference. The biggest difference is, like I said, in the mid-range, the higher and high end. So like the human voice. And so like if you're working from home and you're have your significant other, or in my case my brother and my parents like chatting in the background, the noise canceling headphones are going to be a little bit better at blocking out that noise. So that's like the biggest difference in terms of like noise canceling technology.
Okay. My mom keeps interrupting with like the vacuum, like I'm 10 years old, and
yeah, that's probably on the the low end
video game.
Well, that's probably on the low end frequencies. So the vacuum, the buzz of that is probably going to be. I mean, these are going to do a good job of canceling that out too. But the M3s.
All right.
Also.
So you're overall pretty impressed with these. I mean, they're working for your situation. And,
yeah, I mean. Like I said, the M3s were kind of the gold standard of noise canceling headphones in terms of noise canceling, but also like their audio quality is just spectacular. And these are like right up there, if not a little bit better. Sony claims that they have like this new processing technology that like makes like the audio sound a little bit better. To be honest, they sound great. In terms of
yeah. Well, you're a big music guy. Like you listen to all sorts of different stuff. We've talked about that. You were just doing a big video for us about hi-fi systems and all that.
Well, Nick, I'm trying. I won't claim to be kind of like some audiophile or some, but I am an enthusiast looking to get into it, and I certainly talk to enough people who know about hi-fi and listen to a lot of music. So I'm trying to get better at it and kind of dig into that interest.
Okay, so how do these stack up? Like, are these, you can hear music?
Yes, you can hear music. Yes, so I mean these. I mean these are some of the best like sound noise canceling headphones.
Plus.
I mean it's different. It's kind of difficult to like go into how they compare to other noise canceling headphones, but I would say that like these also Bowers Wilkins has like the PX sevens which have really good like soundstage, but these sound like you're getting clear mids and highs and like a decent bass, and it just sounds pretty epic. You're getting that kind of wide sound stage that like makes you kind of feel that you're kind of at a concert, or you're just like listening to live music. So I mean, they sound exceptional, especially considering compared to like other noise canceling headphones. Like these are up there.
Okay, well, maybe we'll get more impressions and comparisons like that in your full review, which I'm sure is coming out pretty soon. But that kind of, you mentioned Bowers and Wilkins. I wanted to pivot and just sort of wrap up the conversation talking about sort of competition, like where these fall in the space. I know you said that they're super highly anticipated. These are a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, these are going to be...
Who's buying these, and what are you cross-shopping?
So these are $350, and they are, which is the same price as the M3s used to go for. I'm sure you'll see the M3s kind of marked down now, but like $350 is kind of like in that, top tier flagship price range. You're getting the Bose Headphone 700, you're getting Bowers & Wilkins, you're getting Sennheiser has all in between that $300 and $400 range. That's kind of like the hot zone for noise canceling headphones, and these are right up there in terms of sound quality, noise cancellation skills, and then they also, just compared to the M3s, they add a couple like neat work from home features, like they can pair to two devices at once. For instance, I have them paired to my iPhone and my Mac, and I don't have to go through Bluetooth settings to kind of like switch between the audio. They also have some like neat voice pickup features, so they're better if you're on the phone a lot. That's one thing where like Bose kind of, with their Headphone 700 last year, they kind of shift the thinking into like making headphones that people actually wear for phone calls, and the voice pickup, they improve the microphones a lot on these things, and they also have this like speak to chat feature, so whenever you're kind of listening to music and the noise cancelling's on, and you start talking to someone, the music will automatically pause when it hears your voice, which is pretty cool. It's got a bunch of other like cool techie settings that you can turn on or off through Sony's got this. It uses the same like headphones app that the M3s and Sony's other like wireless earbuds use. So you can kind of toggle all those kind of like neat techie features on and off depending on what you want. Yeah, I mean,
and
basically
the EQ
these are
too, right? You can adjust the EQ.
Yeah, you can adjust the EQ. You can
settings.
Play around with the noise canceling power. You can, like I said, toggle between the different headphone kind of gesture settings and kind of what you want to do. Compared to other headphones, like not counting the sound quality and the noise canceling, which these are great on, these are also like top of the line in terms of like capacitive touch. And they've also got this, like, another thing that I mentioned actually is these compared to the M3s have a new optical sensor in the left earbud or left ear cup. Okay. So you can, if you're listening to music, you can take the right earbud off and still like have a conversation with someone, and the music will keep on going, because a lot of people like to kind of have music going and then also have a conversation. But if you take off the left ear cup, then the music will automatically play pause. So just like that shows me, it's like, I don't know, that level of like thinking and like integration of like cool features that like are actually practical and like people will use. That's pretty neat with these headphones.
Yeah, they seem like a good lifestyle sort of like intuitive.
Yeah, I'm not someone who usually does that, but I see people all the time, whip back their headphones or one ear cup and want to listen to music and talk to people at the same time.
Right. Yeah. Well, good for multitaskers, audiophiles, people working from home with their moms around. Sound like a pretty good choice. I'll look forward to reading that full review, and I'm envious you get to try those out.
Yeah, they're great, and one of the perks, I guess.
Cool. Well, I don't know how waterproof they are, so don't go outside in that rain. But we'll keep our eyes peeled for that review. Thanks for the update, and that's it from me. So we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, stay safe, man. Peace.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's it for this episode. Hope you learned a lot about the new Sony headphones. If you have any more questions or want to know more, again, check the description for links to our online coverage. I'm super glad you stopped by this week. Thank you for taking the time to check out This Week in Gear, and stay tuned for plenty more episodes. Stop by GearPatrol.com and find us on social media. Our handle is Gear Patrol. For now, take care of yourself and have a great week.